Hey guys, how you going? Hope you're all doing very well. This evening I'm going to be doing a review of a film that I watched a long time ago, but I just recently rewatched it. So while it's still fresh in the memory, I'm going to be doing a review of it. So it's an erotic drama from France, French language English subs, released in the year 2004, directed by Catherine Breillat, and this film is called Anatomy of Hell. And the story to Anatomy of Hell is as follows. A man rescues a woman from a suicide attempt in a gay nightclub. Walking the streets together, she propositions him. She'll pay him to visit her at her isolated house for 4 consecutive nights. There he will silently watch her. He's reluctant but agrees, and as the 4 nights progress, they become more intimate with each other, and a mutual fascination, revulsion develops. By the end of the 4-day contract, these two total strangers will have a profound impact on each other. So the movie starts off with this very lonely woman. She tries to commit suicide. She's got a lot of problems. She's a very lonely woman. So she's introduced to this gay man at this gay nightclub, and she propositions him. She wants to learn more about sexuality. She wants to feel alive, and it's basically just an experience that she wants to have to learn more about herself and that of the opposite sex. So the gay man reluctantly accepts. He goes back to her house, and they spend 4 nights together, and along the way they learn about each other a hell of a lot more, and this sexual adventure, if you want to call it that, leads to some pretty disturbing sort of events. So if you want to know how the movie unfolds, please go out there and see it for yourself, because that's as far as I'm going with my rundown. Now, my thoughts on the film. As I said, I watched this a long time ago, and I really couldn't remember too much about it. But then I watched another film recently called For My Sister. Now, that was also directed by Catherine Breillat, and I really liked that film because it was very provocative, but it had a very real message. And that message was how men can sometimes prey upon vulnerabilities in women. So I thought, I think Catherine Breillat is one of the most fascinating directors out there, because she is not shy to show you really disturbing sexual themes. Whereas a lot of directors will show sex as a pleasant thing. But then it's always good, or it's not really a pleasant experience, but I think it's good to actually see the other side of love, or so-called love, and the fact that some men treat women like objects. So it's kind of a feminist sort of movie maker, Catherine Breillat. She has very strong sort of motives and political sort of stances behind her films, and I appreciate that, because she's very different. So going into this one, I was expecting something like For My Sister, something that was very provocative and very deep and touching. I got a very provocative film out of this one, but that is absolutely all I got. This was one of the most shallow experiences I've ever had, and as far as Catherine Breillat is concerned, I was very, very, very disappointed. It actually felt like she made a film just to be provocative, and that would substitute a solid storyline. And as far as she's concerned, and concerning her level, I actually thought that it was totally unacceptable. I thought this is lazy filmmaking, and it just went absolutely nowhere. Now, the movie is supposed to show you misogynistic, men treating women really badly. And as I said, that's a common theme with Catherine Breillat films, the men preying upon the women. And a lot of people might find that offensive and a little bit generalizing, but I actually like it. I actually think it's a topic that is not really touched upon. I don't know whether or not it's for gut, because other directors don't have guts, but Catherine Breillat does have guts, and she will show you things that are pretty much taboo, especially in the United States. Graphic nudity, graphic depictions of sex, and they're not very loving, they're very disturbing. So it makes you very awkward, and that's what the film has. Has some very, very awkward sex scenes. Rocco Siffredi plays the gay man, and there are some, proper sex scenes. So, of course, if you're going to get a porn star to play a role, you're expecting some real sex, and that's exactly what you get. Apparently, the main actress, she had a stunt double for the sex scenes, but Rocco Siffredi was actually in them. So you see Rocco Siffredi, you know exactly what to expect. It is a hardcore sort of film. So be very careful. If you're easily offended and you're easily disgusted, stay well away from this one, because there's even a scene involving menstrual blood, which made me sick to my stomach. And that's the sort of filmmaker she is. So I like that part of it. I didn't enjoy it, but I like the fact that she pushes the boundaries. But this one, it was all about the disturbing element. It was all about shocking, disgusting, awkward sex scenes, but underneath it was just completely shallow. It didn't really have any direction in the storyline. I thought the acting was very subpar. Yes, they were performed all right, but they didn't have any meaning to it, didn't have any depth, didn't have any oomph, and didn't have any humanity. It felt like these people were completely lacking in all emotion. And, some people are battered, and some people don't have emotion because they've been treated badly. But for a film like this to work, at least make the characters interesting. And it just felt like she put all the attention on the shock value and nothing on anything else. So the thing is that you get shocking, but then it gets very tiring very quickly. And it's kind of like, yeah, okay, I'm seeing shocking images, but I'm not really getting anything else. And as a result of that, it comes across as very boring, and it's totally self-indulgent. The self-indulgence in this film just completely absorbs Catherine Breillat, and she completely gets lost in the direction that the film was going. It had the capability of being a very good experience, but in the end, it came across as a very poor film as far as I'm concerned. Just absolute self-indulgent tripe from an art house sort of perspective. It's disguising itself as art house, I guess you could say. But in reality, it's just using shock tactics in order to cover up a very, very weak story. So none of it was really touched upon. It didn't go into depth like it could have. And as a result of that, I thought, as far as Catherine Breillat is concerned, it was crap, and I'm going to give it 0 stars. Now, I'm giving it 0 stars because of the fact I know what this woman is capable of, and this is far from her best. So I'm not recommending this film. I thought it was complete and utter rubbish. Alright guys, that's my review. I hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, keep watching movies, and I'll see you later. Bye.